Coming up, heavy rainfall means flooding for several roads in Knox County. We'll have more in just a few minutes.
And later, it's a type of headache that's more common in men. How cluster headaches can affect your daily life.
Heavy rain could cause some localized flooding issues as we head into tonight. How much is expected to fall? Well, I'll have that answer right now at 5:30.
Dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. More heavy rain is moving into parts of the Cumberland Valley tonight, an area that does not need more rain. Chief Meteorologist Paige Noel begins our Severe Weather Alert Day coverage this half hour. Paige?
Yeah, Steve, we've already seen a lot of rain so far just over the past 24 to 48 hours. More is expected as we head into tonight, about 1 to maybe 2, even 3 inches for some spots. We're going to take you up to radar. You can see the rain hitting some areas in the Cumberland Valley. Like you said, does not need to be hit. If we're looking over into parts of Knox, Whitley, Bell, Harlan, even now starting to see some heavier rain moving into parts of Knott County, a little bit into Breathitt as well. Some areas, though, if you're looking up into Moorhead, even up into Lexington, getting a little bit of a break from the rain for now. But here are rainfall totals over the past 48 hours. Barberville already at 2 inches, close to 2 into McKee. Over into Jackson County, Boonville at about 1.5 inches, a little over 1.5 inches for Whitley City and Black Mountain over there in Harlan. And like I said, we're expecting another 1 to close to 3 inches, showing another 2 in Harlan on top of that, basically 2 that they've already seen, almost 2.5 more in Middlesboro. Now this is our GFS. It's a little bit more aggressive than our European model, but overall pretty consistent with that 1 to 2 inches. Adding that on top of the 1 to 2 inches we've already seen, definitely going to create some issues as we head into tonight and into tomorrow. Remember, we have this flood watch out for a good portion of us here in southeastern Kentucky, and we also have that flash flood watch out for parts of Tennessee and over into Virginia. Heavy rainfalls tonight. Snow could be falling by tomorrow night. We'll break down the timing and impacts of both those systems coming up in a little bit.
All right, Paige, thank you very much. With continuing rainfall coming down throughout the Cumberland Valley region, the water is beginning to rise in Barberville. Some people are already stuck inside their homes and the water has not even crested. WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talked to emergency management in Knox County about some of the problem areas.
As the rain pours over roads in Barberville, families are left preparing for the worst.
Like I do have some customers who, when it's about to heavily rain, they will stock up on food, water, just in case they can't get, to town.
They've seen it many times before. People being stuck for days or being rescued by boat.
I'm worried that someone's going to get hurt. Like someone may not know what to do. I went to the local college and I had made some friends there, and a couple of them got stuck there. And I just had to run down there, pull them out because they didn't know. I like California Holler, and most people around here know when it rains, don't drive that road, but a lot of people don't know that.
This road floods probably before any other road in the county. Very, very common.
An issue he brought up with the state several times, as at least 30 homes are adjacent to it.
And then indirectly, in other areas that this leads to, there's a couple hundred people that they can travel in and out of here to get to their homes.
Now, all they can do is watch.
We're just out, we're checking roads. My assistant, Gerald Baker, is out checking roads.
And pray the rain stops soon. In Knox County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
For updates when you need them on that continual rainfall, you can download our WYMT weather app in the App Store. The Paintsville Police Department and Paul B. Hall Medical Center are warning of a phone scam. They say the calls display the medical center's phone number with a message about car wrecks and warranties, altering the caller ID to look like the Med Center or one of its affiliates is calling. They say the center will never call and ask for payment over the phone or ask for credit card information or other personal information. Wednesday was a historic day in Washington. The Senate has spoken and President Trump will stay in office. In a vote mostly along party lines, senators voted to acquit President Trump on both articles of impeachment. Only one Republican, Mitt Romney, strayed from the party lines. He voted guilty on the first article, abuse of power, and not guilty on the second, obstruction of Congress.
I voted with him 80% of the time. But my promise before God to apply impartial justice required that I put my personal feelings and political biases aside.
Removing a president from office requires more than a simple majority. 2/3 of the chamber would have had to vote to convict. Of the 3 presidents who've been impeached in the House, none have been convicted in the Senate and removed from office. Meanwhile, 86% of the Iowa caucus numbers are now in. Currently, Mayor Pete Buttigieg, former Mayor Pete Buttigieg, and Senator Bernie Sanders are neck and neck with 11 delegates each, followed by Senator Elizabeth Warren with 5. But the biggest prize might be former Vice President Joe Biden, who is currently in 4th place with no delegates. Despite the lackluster performance, he remains optimistic about his chances going forward.
I am not going to sugarcoat it. We took a gut punch in Iowa. The whole process took a gut punch. But look, this isn't the first time in my life I've been knocked down.
With the Iowa caucus results taking so long to come in, the candidates have already moved on to New Hampshire. Their primary will take place next Tuesday. Twitter says it will label or remove tweets that include doctored videos or photos that were created to mislead people. The images are sometimes referred to as deep fakes. They are edited deceptively to discredit or embarrass political figures. The change comes amid concerns about deceitful posts, videos, and photos on social media. The U.S. recently confirmed its 12th case of the coronavirus. This one, a Wisconsin man who recently returned from China on a plane bound for San Diego. 2 more planes from Wuhan, China are scheduled to arrive in the U.S. sometime Thursday. The CDC says a quarantined child from a flight that arrived last Wednesday at an Air Reserve base near Los Angeles was taken to the hospital with a fever and is being tested.
Those of you who have children know there are many reasons why children have fever, and we need to let the evaluation progress.
CDC officials say worldwide there are no signs the new coronavirus has spread or the coronavirus spread has slowed or stopped. And while the risk to people in the U.S. is low, they say it is just a matter of time before there are additional cases. Well, most of us have experienced a headache at some point in our lives. Now imagine having an intense headache that lasts for weeks at a time. CBS's Tom Hansen takes a look at this painful condition called cluster headaches.
Just look right here.
David Flamio can tolerate a regular headache, but his are often more excruciating and debilitating.
You can feel it as a stabbing pain that's going through your forehead. When it gets down to the nerve that goes through your jaw, it's excruciating pain throughout your head.
Like David, 1 out of every 1,000 Americans experiences cluster headaches, a condition causing severe pain around the eye, lasting anywhere from 15 minutes to 3 hours.
You want to enjoy things with families, you want to have a productive day at work, and you don't get the satisfaction of that only because you have this cycle that's limiting you not only physically, but mentally.
A new study in the journal Neurology finds people who get cluster headaches miss almost twice as many days of work per year as people who don't have the condition.
It could last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5, 6 weeks, and then it goes away. And in a typical day, it could be 1 attack or it could be up to 8 attacks per day.
Dr. Robert Duarte is a neurologist at Northwell Health on Long Island and says knowing what kind of headache you have is key.
There are different treatments that are used for migraine and the different medications that are used for cluster. With cluster, there aren't as many options, though, at this point as there are with migraine headaches.
David says he's found some relief with acupuncture.
That seems to be something that would be successful in limiting the outcomes or the outbreaks and then reducing the effects of it.
He hopes as new treatments become available, he can get back to a pain-free life, both at home and in the office. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
The doctor says there are only 2 FDA-approved drugs for cluster headaches. If you are concerned, he recommends getting checked for a headache disorder. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, stocks continue to rise and the nation's trade gap is on the decline. That's ahead in our Money Watch report.
Heavy rain continues tonight, and as we head into your Thursday, more rain Friday, transitioning into snow. Tracking more of that for the weekend. Another round of rain by Monday. Flooding threat continues to increase. I'll have more on that coming up in just a few short minutes.